Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to be going over the SRV2 indicator. I'm going to show you why it's important, how I use it, and how you can use it to your advantage. So for this indicator right here, you can see that I have a clean chart. I'm going to go ahead and go to indicators, invite only scripts, click on SRV2. And as you can see right here, I have it on my chart. The default settings, if you pull them up, are set to 100, 200. I typically change this to 1,000 so that I can go across my entire screen. You don't have to do it, but it helps because you can see exactly where these zones are going to. So if you have that set up like that, next step, I'm going to show you why it's important. So we're currently at this price right here. I'm just going to rewind here and I'll show you how it works. Basically, what this indicator does is it automatically plots the support and resistance zones on the chart for you. Another thing that you need to enable here would be show body levels. If you have this turned off, it's going to show you the support and resistance levels, but not exactly the actual zones. So if you want to have zones on the chart, which is what you need, you turn this on right here, and then you'll have the zones on the chart. You can see how they differ a little bit, right? So basically, the basic rundown of the strategy is it'll automatically populate the support resistance lines or zones depending on what settings you have on. This is important because a lot of people don't realize where price is going to bounce from, right? So for example, here, we already have support down here, right? It doesn't matter what color it is, whether it's red or green. This is going to show you where support is and where resistance is. Typically, when there's initially a resistance, when price breaks above it, it becomes a support, and then vice versa. There's a support here. When price breaks below it, it becomes a resistance, right? So if you move forward right here, you can see how price bounces off the support that was already established, right? This was here before price came down. So if you have that marked up right there, you can know, I should probably not take a sell here because price is likely to possibly bounce off this area. So this will help you identify where not to enter trades. So if you keep running this forward, you can see right here that price continues to populate, or the zones continue to populate as price continues to move along. So there was no resistance here. Now there's a resistance. And then as price continues to move away from these zones over here, it continues to create new zones right there, right? So as price continues to move along, this was a resistance, now it's a support. Comes down below it, now it's back to becoming a resistance. And then you can see how these new zones just continue to populate around the chart for you. So it's not a standalone indicator. I mean, it is standalone, but it's not meant to be used standalone. For me personally, I use this in conjunction with the momentum indicator. So for example, if I see a bounce off one of these zones, and then it's followed with a momentum signal, that's where I would typically make my entry. So for example, right here, you can see how there was a support established right here. When price bounced off it, provided a buy signal right there. That would typically be where I'd possibly make an entry. I wouldn't necessarily make an entry just because of that, but this is just an example of how it can be used. And you can see right there as price kind of bounces around, hits TP. So that's one way to use it. One way to use it as well is to identify break and close past structure. So for example, over here, if you're using one of my strategies, also known as the SR zone strategy, you can see over here when price broke and closed past this one right here, you could have taken a buy entry right there and then ride that to the next zone. Quick little profit right there for about, close to 2,000 pips. We'll just do like 180, round it down. It's 1,800 pips right there. You let the trade run. Full TP to the next zone. This is useful because typically price trades from zone to zone, right? So when you see price break and close past the zone, it's typically going to push to the next zone. So price broke and closed past here, push to the next zone. And then again, right here, if price broke above it, possibility of it getting to that next zone right there. So price broke past it right here. And then you can anticipate price to get to this next level right there for a full TP if you wanted to take the same type of entry. So that's a quick rundown of the SRV2 indicator. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, that's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next.